Hi, welcome to Adding Mixed Numbers. Today's lesson focus is for you to be able to add mixed number fractions with different denominators. So my learning objective is to add mixed number fractions with different denominators. There are some key vocabulary I want you to take note of. The first is the numerator. The numerator is normally the top number. The second is the denominator. The denominator is normally the bottom number. And the third is a mixed number. Now, a mixed number is a fraction with a whole number part and a fraction part. There are three success criteria that will help you in adding mixed numbers. First is that you can separate a mixed number into whole number part and fraction part. The second is that you can also add the whole number parts together first. The third is that you can even add the fraction parts and recombine with the whole number part. There are some steps in adding mixed numbers. Step 1. Separate the mixed number into its component parts, the whole number part and then the fraction part. Second, add the whole numbers together. Third, add the fraction parts using previous knowledge. And the fourth step is actually to recombine the whole number part and the fraction part. Now, how will you go about adding these mixed numbers? 5 1/3 add 6 2/5. The first step we said was for you to separate the whole number parts and the fraction parts. So I'm going to separate the 5 1/3 into whole number 5 and then the fraction 1/3. And I'm going to add 6, which is the whole number part in this fraction, and then the 2/5 in the fraction part. Now, we have to add the whole number parts together. So I'm going to add the 5 and the 6. 5 add 6 will give me 11. Next, add the fraction parts. So I'm now going to add the 1/3 to the 2/5. Now, to do this, we have to use previous knowledge. Now, so come with me to the right hand side. To add these fractions, first we have to find multiples of the denominators. That's 3 and multiples of 5. So if I have my multiples of 3, it's just a 3 times table. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 3 is 15. Multiples of 5 will be 5, 10, 15, and 20. I can see there is a 15 here, and there's also a 15 here. So this number 15 is common, is a common multiple, and then is the lowest one. So we call it the lowest common multiple there. So I'm going to use 15 as my denominator for adding these fractions. So I'm going to write the 15 as my common denominator for both. Now I'll then ask myself, what will I times 3 by to get 15? and then I'll see 5 times 3 is 15. So I have to times this one also by 5. Next, I'll ask myself, what will I times 3 by to get 15? And I'll see that 5 times 3 is 15. So I have to also times 2 by 3 to get my 15. So I now have the same denominator here, and then my numerators are 5 and 6. Remember, we never add the denominator. So I have a denominator of 15. I only add the 5 and the 6. So 5 adds 6 is actually 15. The fourth step is to recombine the whole number part and then the fraction part. The whole number part added to 11. So I'm now going to recombine that with the 11/15. So if I recombine them, I'll get 11, 11/15. Now this is the second one. How do we go about adding 8 3/4 to 7 5/9? Again, we follow the steps. Step 1 was to separate the whole number part and the fraction part. So if I separate this into the whole number part, I'll get 8 whole, and I'm going to add 3/4. If I separate this, I'm going to get 7 whole and 5/9. Now the second step is to add the whole number parts. If I add 8 and 7, I'll get 15. Then I'm going to add the fraction part, this here. Now to add the fraction part, we have to use previous knowledge. So I can see there are different denominators, 4 and 9. So I'm going to find the lowest common multiple, which is called the LCM of the 4 and then the 9. To do that, I'll find the multiples of 4 and also the multiples of 9. Now we can use mental strategies to do that. I know 1 times 4 is 4, double that is 8, and if I add these two, I'll get 12. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. Now to get the 4, I have to double the 2. So double 8 is 16. And then to get the 8, I have to double the 4. So double 16, I'll get 32. Now to get the 5 times table, normally I'll ask you to do the 10 times first, because 10 times 40, 10 times 4 is 40, which is easy to do, and half of that will be 20. So that's 20 here. And to get the 7 times, now you just add 4 more to this to get 28. Right. If we come to the 9 times table, 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 4 is 36, and 9 times 5 is 45. Now, I can see there's a 36 here and there's a 36 here. So that is what we call the lowest common multiple. So I'm going to rewrite this fraction part with a common denominator of 36 here. And I'll then ask myself, what will I times 4 by to get 36? Now I know 4 times 9 was 36. So I'll also have to multiply the 3 by 9. So 3 times 9 will get 27. Okay, I asked myself the same question. What will I times 9 by to get 36? And we can see 9 times 4 is 36. So I'm also going to times 5 by 4, and 5 times 4 is 20. Now, we know that when we are adding fractions, we never add the denominators. So I have a denominator of 36. We only add the numerators. So 27 add 20 will give me 47. Now, this you have to be careful. When the numerator here is bigger than the denominator here, we need to rewrite it in a certain way. We know that 47 over 36, we can rewrite it as 36 over 36 plus 11 over 36. Now, rewriting the whole thing here, I now have the whole 15, which was here. Now 36 over 36 plus 11 over 36. But I also know that 36 over 36 is actually equal to 1. 36 over 36 is equal to 1. So I'm going to rewrite it again. My 15 whole plus 1, then plus the 11 over 36. So if I now add all, 15 whole add 1 will give me 16 whole. And I then add the fraction bit, which is the 11/36. So I'm going to have 16 over 11 over 36. I want you to pause the video from here and add this. Pause the video and add 3 1/4 plus 2 3/5. We'll check the answers in the next slide. Now, how did you do? Let's see how we will add 3 1/4 plus 2 3/5. Again, we follow our steps. Step 1 was to separate the whole number part and then the fraction part. So I can see 3 1/4 has 3 whole and then 1/4. And then 2 3/5 will have 2 whole and then 3/5. Next step is to add the whole number parts. So if I add 3 to 2, I'm going to get 5. Next is to add the fraction part. Now I'm going to add 1/4 to 3/5. To do this, I have to use previous knowledge. So come with me to the right hand side here. Now to do that, I can see they have different denominators. So I'm going to find multiples of 4 and 5. That's just the 4 times table and then the 5 times table. So I know 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times 6 is 24. I'll leave it there and then find multiples of 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25. And I can see there is a 20 here and a 20 here. This is the lowest, these are the lowest common multiple. So I'm going to rewrite the fraction here with a denominator of 20. So this one also has a denominator of 20. Now, then I ask myself, what will you multiply 4 by to get 20? And I can see is 4 times 5, that gives me 20. So I also have to do 1 times 5, or 5 times 1 to give me 5. So my numerator will be 5, my denominator is 20. I ask myself the same question, what will I multiply 5 by to get 20? and our C is 5 times 4. That gives me 20. So I have to do 4 times 3 here. That will give me 12. We know previously that when we are adding fractions and the denominators are the same, we don't add these. Our denominator is still 20. We only add the numerators. So 12 add 5 is 17. So I now recombine the whole number part and then the fraction part. I know the whole number part added to 5, so my 5 is here, and my fraction part using previous knowledge is 17 over 20, so my answer is 5/17 over 20. So what I want you to do now is to pause the video and then go and do the work. Please, the mild is the easier one, the medium is kind of in the middle, and the hot is kind of challenging. When you double click the icon and get to the work, the actual work for mild is page 1. The answers will be on page 2. My advice is, please don't look at the answers before doing the work. Do the work first and then go and look at the answers. The same for medium. The medium will be on page 3. Now do the work first. Don't look at the answers. The answers will be on page 4. And the same for the hot. The work will be on page 5. Please do the work and check the answers on page 6. Now, how did you do? What I want you to do is look at one of the questions you are really confident doing. Now, call a guardian, or if they are busy, a sibling, and show them how you did them. Just as a reflection, were you able to separate the mixed number into whole number part and fraction part? Were you also able to add the whole number parts together first? Were you even able to add the fraction part and recombine with the whole number part? If you were able to do this, well done. You can add mixed numbers with different denominators. Thank you.